85% sure that everything's working. So those are pretty good odds in my book. But hey, never tell me the odds. So it's Sunday. It's the first of the month, and it is now the 6th month of the year. Damn, that is half a year. In case we haven't done the math well. But hey man, be there, have fun, and strap in. It's gonna be a good time. Hope you are all doing very well in your week endeavors. And if you don't know, it's your boys, Ookami Stage, EXP 606, bringing you a little bit of news, a little bit of information, also providing the sauce, la música. And as we go forward, because I don't want to get copyrighted by Les Rooks, say we go for it. So, Ikimashou. Good change. Okay, so the audience says go for it. Yosh. My oh. Are we growing up or just growing down? It's just a matter of time until we're all found out. Take your tears, put them on ice, 'cause I swear I put a city down to show you the light, where the therapist living through your speakers, delivering just what you need. The weapon and boys, we're the best boys. We're the chemists who found the formula to make your heart swell and burst. No matter what they say, don't believe a word, 'cause I'll keep singing this lie if you keep believing it. I'll keep singing this lie. I'll keep singing this lie. Are we growing up or just growing down? It's just a matter of time until we're all found out. Take your tears, put them on ice, 'cause I swear I burned the city down to show you the light. And we traveled like gypsies only, with worse luck and far less gold. The weapons you used to love, but we grew old. We're the lifters, here till the better end, condemned from the start, ashamed of the way the songs and the words go, with the beating of our hearts. 'Cause I'll keep singing this line if you keep believing it. Are we growing up or just growing down? It's just a matter of time until they're all found out. Take your tears, put them on ice, 'cause I swear I burned the city down to show you the light. Understand, we're looking around, still down there around, just never bend your trust. Got a sunset in my veins, and I need to take the pill, make this town feel okay. The best part, I believe, is a lie. I hope to see you long and you're still alive. I need to keep you like this in my mind. So give in or just give And the best part, I believe, is the lie. I hope to see you long and you're still alive. At least things keep you like this in my mind. So give in or just give. We growing up or just growing down. We're growing up, we're just growing down. It's just a matter of time until we're all found. Now take your tears, put them on ice, 'cause I swear I put the city down to show you the light. That bridge was wrong. But hey, we'll let him live with it because it's a good vibe. So with that one, man, so fast. Time goes by so fast. And we're just gonna keep on going. So hey, check it out. It's the news of the week. See you in 5. There we go. It's a great time because it always changes to like the last song we did, so it's kind of like a refresher of last week. Because apparently someone was unboxing Switch 2. But hey, Nintendo is just getting started. This is by Ethan Gotch over in Kotaku. Switch 2 hardware appears to finally be in the wild, but it doesn't sound like anyone will be able to play the console early. Day 1 patch is needed for it to fully work, according to someone who uploaded a brief unboxing video of the new console to YouTube. Wow. Video published by user Atu Dubai. You're telling me he was in... Oh my god. Oh my god. You can't even write this shit up anymore. Simply titled Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing and less than 8 seconds long. Shows an apparent Switch 2 box sitting on a table next to the existing Switch. The person opens it to reveal exactly what you expect. Switch 2 screen and the corresponding Joy-Con wrapped in plastic. Why don't they keep the camera rolling and turn it on? Nintendo locked the Switch 2. Atu Dubai claims that in the comic section. Needs update to function, so I'm waiting for June 5th to unlock it. Even so, fans are already pushing the pre-launch required to do the full unboxing of the new hardware. More video might follow. The Nintendo will surely be looking for any reasons it can find to keep a lid on new hardware. Until it's officially out later this week. A big software update of Switch 2 was previously updated by Game Business's Chris String. This says potential reasons why media and content creators won't be getting much early access to the hardware to test it for pre-release reviews. Unlike the previous hardware launches, Nintendo reportedly won't be making Switch 2 available to many in the press until a day before launch at the earliest. Quote, another person shared with me that they have Nintendo Switch 2 as well. Gaming news and dealer inside Warrior 64 posted on X. No permission to post pics, but I can share that when they try to boot a Switch 1 game, a message prompts, please connect to the internet and update your system. Quote, needs update to boot game. Damn. It's possible the Switch 2 console is currently sitting in storage rooms, or the middle of the aisle on Target, could require an internet connection and download before they can start playing in games. That would be bad news for the fans, already frustrated that Nintendo's leaning into game keycards and other initiatives. This console generation that places less emphasis on physical media, products that work directly out of the box without the need to connect to the Mario Maker servers. Sheesh. But it's also possible the nature from the required update might only lock the console from being used prior to set date and time, but let it work normally after that period, even without the day 1 patch. We won't know for sure until the big day is finally here. Wow. So it's the first step for Nintendo as they approach this new digital age. But I think the most to me the most kind of telling part of all this is that this is literally a dude in Dubai. And as much as I bitch and complain about everything, of course it would be fucking Dubai that has the shares, that has the fucking free Nintendos going around. So it's it's fine. It's fine. Dubai is the new capital of technology, and because America isn't investing in education and just ways of making technology more accessible to be advanced and created and be inspired by more minds, is where we're at. And if that means that from now on Dubai is getting all the Switches, all the Nintendo products, because they are the people pushing that technology forward. They are the assholes who are investing in this new system. They are the dicks and the shareholders in the buildings of Nintendo going like, nah, put DRM on it. Because what really fucking sucks is that it's just because of this being a thing, we can't expect them to not do stupid ass shit with their DRMs, with their online connection, with whatever bullshit they want to add to it. And that sucks because I come from a very, look, there is this random ass case and it has a Game Boy with like 5-6 games hanging out with whatever accessories you needed. Someone took the time to put this shit together. And now you're telling me that like those probably won't work. I know I'm being like very facetious about like how like in the quote unquote like future I'm thinking about this shit, but it sucks because it is the current now. This is the now where they are able to be like, no, we don't want you to play this because you're quote unquote investigating data mining on our console. Okay, you're getting banned. And like even more than that, it's them fucking getting all assholey and being like, oh, we heard you wanted to make a Pokemon-like game. Oh, you can't capture people in little small containers. That's our thing. It's like, dude, it's a fucking video game. Let it be. Let it breathe. And I get when Power World fucking takes your 3G models that you are allowed to be like, hey, wait. You guys, what the fuck are you doing over there? That is acceptable. But like to be like, hey, man, you're not allowed to creatively think about a fucking video game mechanic anymore without having to be like, oh, Nintendo came up with that already. Go fuck yourself. This world is filled with so many fucking like brain cells. They're not, you don't deserve to fucking pay them off, right? Fucking shit. God damn, they'll buy. Damn it. But that is your future. That is the way we look. Switch officially launches on the 6th, I believe. So that is this Thursday, this Friday. We'll see. We'll see. But hey, there's more to look at. Of course, there's more to look at. What is this? I don't think I clicked on this. Oh, no. I don't think I clicked on this. Noise. Extra. Morning. Because Korean government agencies to release standard contract guidebook for webtoon industry. What does that mean? Let's find out. Wonhee Cho. There you go. From Mo Anime News Network. Because Korean Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, and the Korea Manhwa. Nice. Manhwa. I always thought that was a joke, but it's real. The Manhwa Contents Agency announced on May 29th that they were releasing an official commentary guidebook for the standards contract used in the comics and webtoons industry. The guidebook will be available to public on June 13th. The standard contract, revised in June 2024, includes key protections for webtoon creators. Notably, it guides 2 rest weeks for every 50 episodes serialized, and the mandates that the webtoon platform provide creators with transparent revenue statements. The upcoming guidebook will offer explanations to the standards contract's core terms, instruction on how to apply it, and the guidance on drafting fair agreements. This will also outline the best practices, common red flags, and unfair contracts, and how creators can respond to copyright violations. The guidebook will be available for free download on the official websites of Ministry of Culture, the Korea Creative Content Agency, and Korea Manhwa Content Agency. South Korea's Fair Trade Commission on May 18th announced that it had reviewed the standard contract on terms of 23 content providers found at 1112 10,112 unfair provisions to access 141 contract templates and ordered the companies to revise them. Clauses identified include ones allowing for unauthorized production and use of derivative works such as films and dramas without proper consent from creators. Wow. So that's happened. What does that mean? Okay. Essentially, webtoons are big, right? I'm not that kind of demographic. I've stopped reading manga for a while now. Just the act of kind of whipping out your phone and flipping through pages does not really get to me like that. But I understand why it's a big thing, right? It's accessible, it's there, it's in your hand, and like these stories do stuff for people. Quick story. I'll never fucking forget the day when I'm out there in the freaking making some fun noodles, right? Like I'm working at I was sous chef at a pho restaurant, basically head chef, whatever, because the head chef would never be there. And this chick was be like, oh yeah, do you know what what the webtoons are? I'm like, yeah, they're kind of like manga, but they're Korean. He's like, okay, cool. Yeah, there's this one webtoon where like it's a guy that he joins a high school and like they all have superpowers and like they're like, I'm like, are you talking about My Hero Academia? It's like, no, it's on webtoons. And I was like, huh? So like kind of from that moment, I was like, wait a minute, are we just copy and pasting this shit? And obviously that's not all we're doing, but it is just kind of, she could have either been fucking with me. She was kind of like an interesting person. And I to this day I still think she was just fucking with me because she was that type of person. But like it really left this impact of like, wow, manhwa is kind of like they're just taking the good shit and they're like adding the sauce to it, and you know, that could go a lot of ways. So especially now that there's obviously reasons to kind of get those creations like taken care of, kind of controlled, and hopefully all for the better. We don't like a lot of governments like stepping up doing stuff. That is a very Americanized perspective, and is a sad perspective. The idea that you can't even be content with your government doing work because there is literally no trust and faith in the system. That's why people are pissed whenever anything happens. So if we're looking at these things and hopefully they're doing like things to help be good to the people and not just be like things just to create more revenues, then we'll see. Because yeah, manhwa is pretty big right now. Webtoons is pretty huge right now, and it's like watching the 2010s and how anime and Crunchyroll and Naruto just started taking over. Attack on Titan just started like being like absorbed into the blood veins of our mainstream pop culture, and manhwa is the next drug. So hey, not too bad. You gotta regulate that shit, dog. Because what happens when you don't regulate shit? All right, let's find out. Operators of illegal webtoon site on OKToon sentenced to 3 years in prison. 3 years in prison. Wow, actually, that's not terrible for a webtoon. This is by Won Hee Cho. Hey, back at it like a bad habit. Anime news. Operators of OKToon, a major illegal webtoon piracy site, has been sentenced to prison by a South Korean court. On May 26th, the Daejeon District Court sentenced the defendant, A, to 3 years in prison and ordered a forfeiture of about US $510,000 for violating copyright law. A was found guilty of operating several piracy platforms, including OKToon, which illegally distributed hundreds of thousands of webtoon files, as well as illegal video streaming sites. Noon TV and TV Wiki sites offered unauthorized services to vast amounts of copyrighted content and domestic international streaming services. The webtoon publishers team seized the domains of redirecting the access routes to the domain seizure notice (WOLF) page, effectively preventing the transmission or distribution of unauthorized copied works. To evade law enforcement, ran the servers. That's killing me every time. Ran the servers from countries including Dominican Republic and Paraguay, and frequently changed domain names. Despite these efforts, A was arrested in November 2024 through a joint investigation involving the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism's Copyright Crime Investigation Unit, the prosecution, and Interpol. That's a loop in the third reference. We did report on that, number 24. That was pretty intense. Judge Young Sik-go stated, quote, the defendant committed large-scale systematic systematic infringement of property rights for financial gain over an extended period. These copyright crimes not only damage revenue streams to creators, but also weaken creative motivation and harm cultural development. End quote. In March 2025, 7 major webtoon companies, Kahok Entertainment, Nahaver Webtoon, Riddy, Lazen Entertainment, Kadari Studio, Top Toon, and Tumix, called for strict legal action against the operator of OK Toon. The Webtoon Anti-Piracy Coalition, which represents these companies, submitted a petition to the Daejeon District Court on March 12th, urging the maximum legal penalty against OK Toon's operator A. Whew, that is a mouthful. And what are they doing here? Like, oh, all the equipment they used to copy and paste shit. Sheesh. But it's these two and then these two, right? Or maybe not because he's wearing socks. It's 3 on 1? Damn, that's fucked up. Image of Korean police arresting the operator of OK Toon. So that happened. Yes, we did mention this last time. So it's good to kind of like check in on it and see what this maximum sentence is. So apparently that's 3 years and 50 grand, 500 grand. That's almost enough to buy a house in California. Halfway through, you motherfucker. But, goddamn, that is actually, if you put that in perspective, that is actually pretty fucked up. But yeah, man, so that's where we're at. That is the maximum penalty. 3 years, money. And that's pretty bad, man. That's like intense. So, Korea is serious about it. And obviously, we're getting more government getting involved into this. Why? Because there is money involved, obviously. But again, if we can somehow get our big ass heads out of our ass and not focus on the money, but focus on the cultural development, then maybe you can start having children again. But until then, Persona 4's got your back, baby. Because Persona 4 Remake seemingly confirmed by voice actor after he claims to have been recast. We talked about this. This is by Zach Swain over at Kotaku. Persona 4 voice actor Yuri Lorenthal, that's Spider-Man in PS5, who has voiced the character of Yosuke in every Persona 4 game and project, announced on social media that he won't be returning in the upcoming Persona 4 remake, despite asking if he could come back. Funny thing though, Atlus and Sega haven't actually announced a remake of Persona 4 yet. Okay. So, while a remake of the 2008 PS2 RPG Persona 4 has yet to be officially confirmed, it's called Persona 4 Golden. And there have been a lot of rumors of speculation floating, I guess he's specifically referring to this one, that's floating around the web about such a project. But it's all been leakers and insiders sharing tidbits and possible information. Nothing concrete. However, with the famous voice actor from the original game talking openly about the project and implying that it might have recast some characters, it seems the cat is out of the bag, even if Sega and Atlus didn't plan on that happening. On May 28th, Lorenthal posted on BlueSky in response to fans asking him about the remake and his return, saying that he wasn't coming back despite possibly begging Atlus to return. Quote, "And for those who keep asking, no, I will not be returning as Yosuke for the Persona 4 remake," posted Lorenthal, who also voices Spider-Man in the Insomniac PS4 PS5. Quote, "I asked, maybe I even begged, but they don't want me to come back," end quote. Kotaku has reached out to Sega and Atlus for more information about the remake and the recasting. The last big Persona remake, P3 Reload, did recast the main group of characters. While the decision was controversial at the time, many praised the new voice acting in the RPG, so it seems that Atlus might be doing the same thing again. Assuming Persona 4 remake is real and happening, and it wouldn't be the first time. Persona 4 was previously partially remastered and improved. That version of the game, P4 Golden, was then ported to PS Vita in 2012. Good fucking times. And consoles and PC in 2020. As for why Lowenthal, a famous voice actor for a long career in the industry, would seemingly leak a project ahead of official announcement. You're doing a great job, buddy. Don't worry. I love you. Well, perhaps these rumors have been swirling for so long that he forgot it wasn't actually official yet. Or maybe he was grumpy about not being cast. Yeah, man. We knew about it. We've known about it. Atlus is in its money-making mode. Actually, maybe not Atlus per se, but Sega, owner of Atlus now, is in their money-making mode. And like, I mean, you know, they kind of deserve it. They kind of earn it. I only say that because I was really turned off by P3 adding that DLC at the end and then like charging up the ass for it. So like I never played that, and that bothers me because I really liked P3, and the fact that they're gatekeeping it with like money makes sense. You know, that was DLC back in the day, but like I don't know, man. I feel like it's also like doing not a great job to like the people who are like there for you, right? You're just trying to milk things when people were already cool with like supporting it, but at the same time, it's a side story, so it kind of makes sense why they would do it all separately away from the main story. But you know, it gets into this big old argument or big old weird position. All I'm really asking for is don't charge like $25 for it. I think that's a little too much. But again, how much effort, how much work, how much like voice acting goes into that DLC bundle is also up for debate. So this is exactly why it's hard to put a price on art, man. It really is. But if you want to charge that. Just know that I didn't buy it. That's why we didn't stream that part. So while I would really like to play the story and go with it, I'm like, So, sorry, that's where we're at with that. So what does that tell us? That means that yes, Persona 4 is a real thing. Persona 4 Reloaded or some shit like that. And honestly, was that Cyberpunk? Whoa. No. And so with that, stylish. So with that, it's interesting to see that this guy, Spider-Man, is out there kind of like ruining the party, I guess. Like we get that like he probably really wanted to do this. He probably has a certain affinity to the character. But I also think that specifically for that reason, maybe we don't, maybe we get new people. We talked about this last week. New people, new voices, new kind of like a group to kind of like to gel together. Because I think one of the main aspects of Persona is not fitting in with the group that you meet in Inaba or whatever place you're at, because they're specifically such different characters. But the more you get to know them, the more they kind of like open up, and that kind of sense of closeness, I think, can only be shown very well if you're bringing in a new group of people to kind of start like working with each other and then building up to being that like ultimate team and all that. So I can understand, and that's just one reason, but I can understand multiple angles as to why you wouldn't bring an OG back like that. However, we're professionals. Yes? We're fucking Spider-Man. Yes? So I low-key expect some real repercussions to come from this. Because, again, this sets a precedent. The things that we do echo throughout time. So, if this Spider-Man wanna be Mr. Great Power, Mr. Responsibility, wants to go around spoiling things, hey man, I'm not saying that he should or he shouldn't. I'm just saying that like it doesn't look good for a lot of people. And this is coming from like me having to not listen to, because I just hear it in the going and passing by, and I don't like to like get too into drama that's not necessary. But at a certain point, Zenless Zone Zero and its English voice actors are going off the handle. Like they've been doing some really sketchy ass shit. And if that group of people are now influencing Mr. Spider-Man over here to kind of be more bratty, let's just say what it is, then again, it sets an interesting precedent. Like, really, is this our gaming industry in 2025. It feels a little too personal, and I understand why. But at the same time, we're getting paid for this. At least they are. I'm not fucking getting paid for shit. But shouldn't we have a bit more respect? Why not let the new kid try out the new Yosuke? And if it sucks, hey man, I'm sorry, it sucked. Atlas made a boo boo or whatever. So it makes sense from an artistic standpoint at why they would want to do something fresh, and I think that is the right choice, especially for someone like me who never played. Oh, actually, we played a little bit of Persona 3 FES on stream, but I didn't have those voices like stick with me. So jumping into P3R just felt like I was just there with new people. So it doesn't make it for this one though. It's gonna be weird. I'm gonna not hear Yosuke in that, and I'm gonna reflect and let you guys know how I feel about that as we play through that. So, hey, look forward to some good Persona action. Wow, we look forward to Mick Chopper. Live action One Piece Season 2 introduces Chopper. 2026 debut video. Michaela Hoover voices Chopper, provides facial capture. Netflix unveiled a new video on second live action season based on Ericho's Oda's One Piece manga during its Totem event on Saturday to reveal the look and voice of Tony Chopper. The video also reveals the new season's 2026 debut. Michaela Hoover voices Chopper in the English version, also provides the facial capture for the character. The stage event on Saturday also stated that 100 million fans have watched the show around the world. The second season began production last July and it's wrapped up production. Series creator Oda stated that the second season will cover the story up to the Drum Island arc. This will include Luge Town, Reverse Mountain, and Twin Cape, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, and Drum Island. The second season adds Joey Trice as writer, executive producer, and co-showrunner. He joins this first season's writer, executive producer, and co-showrunner Matt Owens. Season 1 showrunner Steve Matto serves as executive producer. Owens announced in March he was leaving the show after production of Season 2 and needed to work on his mental health. What? That's intense. Previously announced Smoker, Takashi, Dragon, Wednesday, Zero. And these people. Numbers. That's a lot of numbers. Chess. That's my dude. The live action One Piece series debuted exclusively to Netflix on August 23. First season had 8 episodes, and as opposed to 10 episodes as originally reported. The series won awards for Outstanding Original Song for a Children's or Young Teen Program, Outstanding Stunt Coordination for a Live Program, at the 3rd Annual Children's and Family Emmy Awards. Tomorrow Studios, a partnership between producer Marty Altstein and ITTV Studios, produced the first live action series. Becky Clement served as an executive producer with Maeda. Voice. So that is that. This kid is having fun out there. As his Avenged Sevenfold. See if we can get some voice real quick. Super. Luffy.
Chopper, come out! Chopper, you're hiding the wrong way. We can all see you. Chopper, come out!
Hi, Tito. My name is Tony Chopper, and I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but... Oh, I'm supposed to tell you about One Piece Season 2.
One Piece Season 2.
Someone call a doctor! Oh, wait. I am a doctor.
Come on, Chopper. You can do it.
Oh, okay.
You probably had the character in stage like acting this out.
You did it, Chopper. Everyone, give him a hand.
Is it over? Sure. I'll have a major clapping. It hurts. I mean it.
He's a VTuber. Oh. There he goes. Alrighty, so that happened on so that happened on stage. I assume that they had the actor for Luffy kind of like act out that scene, and hopefully all those cheers were actual people in the crowd. So that would be actually kind of cool. What just happened? We just had a VTuber, non-VTuber, go on stage. Wow. That's right. That's right. We're there. Okay. So now this cute little fellow is gonna be part of the group, and that's cool, man. We'll see how that ends up. Man, it's crazy to think that these things happen so quickly. But yeah, people like One Piece. I know a few people who dig the Chopper character. I think that's for that reason. But yeah, man, it's gonna be cool to see that live action. That whole Netflix shtick is always gonna be the shtick. But for what we're getting with the One Piece, it is a interesting step forward in this kind of like hybridism of anime and live action. So kind of getting into that groove, understanding, and hopefully more people learn more techniques that have to make that awesome, so I can finally get fucking Akira. Tom Cruise, you got this, son. So it's gonna be interesting to see, and hopefully we'll have more CGI action to look forward to. I'm thinking about Frankie and Brooks. So they're just gonna have to figure those out. And that's going to be interesting how they bring those into live action. And if that does happen and it's done well, then maybe Disney can fucking put on their big cojones and finally animate Gontu to be in fucking Lilo and Stitch. So, hey, just putting that one out there. Just saying. But what happens when there's no funding? No belief. Black Panther game canceled as EA shuts down studio by ex-Monolith devs. Cliffhanger Games is no more as EA doubles down on Battlefield and The Sims. Oh my god. Black Panther action game that was development at Electronic Arts has been killed, and the studio behind is no more. The Madden publisher announced it's shutting down Cliffhanger Games, previously formed by ex-Monolith Productions leadership, according to a new report by IGN. EA Entertainment President Laura Millet wrote to staff that the cuts were being instituted to, quote, sharpen our focus and our creative energy behind the most significant growth opportunities. Based on an email viewed by IGN, a Black Panther game was previously revealed to be in production at Cliffhanger back in 2023, but with no specific details about what kind of gameplay it would include, or when it might launch. Newly shared concept art suggests the game would focus on T'Challa's son and other playable characters dealing with a Skrull invasion. The studio was formed by Kevin Stafens, former head of Monolith Productions, which made Middle-earth Shadow of War, and a veteran of the studio after work on a new IP codenamed Legacy, was killed by leadership at Warner Bros. Games in 2021. Monolith subsequently went on to work on Wonder Woman game before being shut down as well earlier this year. Whoa, they actually shut down that game? Well, I didn't even fucking pay attention. Quote, we're dedicated to delivering fans a definitive and authentic Black Panther experience, giving them more agency and control over the narrative than they have ever experienced in a story-driven video game, Seven said last year. Wakanda is a super rich hero sandbox, and our mission is to develop an epic world for players who love Black Panther and want to explore the world of Wakanda as much as we do. Cool. These new layoffs at EA come after significant cuts at Respawn Entertainment and in other areas of the publisher, while it focuses on the core cash cows like The Sims and EA Sports FC, and shifts away from new projects and spin-offs, including a Titanfall project that was reportedly in very early development. The publisher recently promised a 2.0 level refresh of Apex Legends to investors, and confirmed that the Battlefield 6 will be arriving before the end of March 2026. EA has also had an Iron Man game in development at EA Motive. Miele reportedly assured the staff in their email that the company remained behind that project, as well as the third game in the Star Wars Jedi trilogy. Publisher had a deal with Disney to deliver 3 games based on the company's Marvel's characters. EA told IGN that remains the plan, leaving it on the hook for 2 more projects after Iron Man, which also still doesn't have a release date coming comes out. Sheesh. Add possible concept of art information about 3 game Disney deal. Cool. So there's that. Maybe we'll talk about this. So there's that. It's unfortunate, I guess. Again, we don't really know what anybody was doing out there, except for the fact that, again, another kind of like shtick that happened with this. So at the end of the day, you're telling me that this guy who worked on Monolith, who worked on Shadow of War, that's the Lord of the Rings game, Shadow of Mordor, is one of the dudes that came up with the that little system, the Nemesis system. And that sucks because we know that Warner Brothers actually copyrighted that mechanic. And again, what the fuck? You can't just... We copyright patents, right? Because they're ideas that like we want to create and like all that shit. But like, there's a difference between actually building the thing and saying that, oh, this is how it should work, right? Yes, there's maybe a inspiration, but that doesn't mean that you're going to just copy and paste. Even if it is the same guy, and even if he does the same exact like coding, right? Maybe you can copyright that coding, and that's up for debate. But at the same time, it's like a completely different like IP. So I understand maybe this was just gonna be Shadow of Mordor, but with a Black Panther skin, and that's kind of what it sounds like it was gonna be. But like now it's nothing, right? And whether that was because Warner Brothers copyrighted that guy's like MO, and like he's like he couldn't figure out anything else to do with it besides Shadow of the War. He kept on turning it into EA with Shadow of the War, and EA said, "No, we're good." Many things, right? But like, dude, we can't just keep on like stonewalling these creative outlets, these ideas. You can't just freaking buy them all off, man. There has to be some kind of freedom. Maybe you don't make money off of it, right? But there has to be liberty in the idea of spreading art. There has to be. Or else, what's it for? So, let's figure out this guy. Speaking of art, King of the Hill 2 implies a lot has changed in season 14. Zach Swain over at Kotaku. King of the Hill is back. The popular animated sitcom from Mike Judge is returning for 15th season of Hulu. But the show's new intro sequence, a lot has changed in Arlen, Texas. Originally, King of the Hill ran from Fox from 1997 to 2009. Damn, that's 12 years. Yeah, holy shit. Oh, well, yeah, 12 years. In that time, it produced 13 seasons and over 250 episodes. The first talks for visiting the grounded animated sitcom started back in 2017, before Disney had bought 20th Century Fox. Now, nearly a decade after we first heard about a possible King of the Hill revival, over 15 years after the show ended, Hank Hill and his family and friends will be returning to TV with 10 new episodes in August. On May 30th, Hulu released a new intro sequence for the show's 14th season. While it features the same music and uses the same time-lapse format as soon as the OG show's opening, the new sequence implies a lot has happened over the last 15 years. There are a lot of details to spot in the intro, including Bobby potentially getting COVID-19, including Bill potentially getting COVID-19, Dell running for mayor, and someone moving into Hank's home for 3 years while he and family are away. And here's Hulu's official description of returning show on its 14th season. Okay, Propane jump Saudi Arabia turned fucking shit to retirement nest egg. Hank and Peggy Hill returned to change Arlen, Texas, to reconnect with old friends Dell, Boomer, and Bill. Meanwhile, Bobby is living his dream as a chef in Dallas and enjoying his 20s with his former classmates Connie, Joseph, and Shane. Season 14, August 4th. Heh. Let's check it out. So dumb. There you go. That's them. Okay, moved out. Arlen Shuttle. The homie comes around. COVID. Oh, Bill got COVID. They all died. Well, Gribble for mayor. He's back. And he's a chef in a restaurant now, so that's fucking hilarious. Probably doesn't use propane, but hey, we don't use propane at work. Actually, wouldn't make sense. Gas stoves. Yeah, what does he cook at home? Does he not use a gas stove? Or oh, yeah, that's technically. Well, fuck it, whatever he gets. So, what happened? A lot, apparently. But yeah, man, that's a thing. King of the Hill is one of those shows that like I could not vibe with it, and like I guess it's because it just really went hard on the potato-ness, which obviously you gain a few experienced years and you're like, oh shit, they weren't wrong. But yeah, something about that one just kind of I guess that, and then Beavis and Butthead is something that like I haven't necessarily been ambitious to like jump into either. So maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe like I don't know, a couple things. I just remember Hank just being like very like, oh, you can't. What do you mean you can't? Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, your son is going through something, dog. So I guess that was the joke. And then my brain goes like, y'all stupid. And I just went home. But, you know, you just kind of learn to live with it. And then you kind of learn to, I guess, not admire, maybe respect. And then you kind of like look at what they were trying to do in the grand scope of things. And you're like, okay, well, everybody has their opinions, right? That's fun. So to see them come back around is going to be interesting. I don't know if they'll have that sauce that everybody's like looking for. But hey, it's back. They're alive. She looks scared as fuck. They both look scared. Apparently now they're fucking hanging out in Saudi Arabia. So you heard it here, folks. You heard it there first, folks. Saudi Arabia is a new place to be. Rest in peace, America. Because yeah, we talked about that. I jumped the gun a little bit, but yeah, it is Black Panther, Nemesis system. That's what happened. Scrolls, right? Evolution, Middle Southern Earth. Blue reports developers were caught off guard with sudden cancellation of the game closure studio, given so minutes before to announce the EO's internal meeting. Studio had apparently just recently successfully passed one of its development milestones, working toward a vertical slice that would show a chunk of the game in action. Superpower, secret evasions, common crossover, and play incorporated Nemesis system from earlier that shut enemies might just remember past encounters with the player and relationships that aspiring Black Panther rivals might involve. It appears the most likely reason EA might decide to walk away from the project was the lack of progress after several years of prototyping, even as some of those laid off cliffhanger games closed and on the studio. The capabilities several developers spoke about projects online following scheduling. Good while it lasted, posted software engineer, found cliffhanger game shut down by EA. We had a great time, project was starting to get the momentum. So brutal. This injury is just so brutal. Narrative designer Ricky Lamas added, quote, what stands out to me about this studio is how open folks are to having frank conversations and working through our problems together. It helps create a healthy dynamics that's rare to see. Latest cancellation comes amid a recent wave of hundreds of layoffs as the publisher narrows its focus. Sims, Battlefield, Apex Legends. The company claimed a 3-game deal with Disney remains in effect and still plans to eventually ship 2 or more EA Motives Iron Man games. Iron Man comes after in the years ahead. So they ran out of money. No. They used up that money for that Disney contract and they don't have money anymore. Wow. Well, that's a bummer. At least it wasn't about like Disney or Warner Brothers being like, "Yo, man, that's our design." But I mean, lots of things come and go. It's gonna be sad. It's. I think hearing this is kind of the part that gets sad. That these guys actually worked well with each other, and like maybe like. It just sucks, man, because like these people who are creative, who have ideas, who have ambitions, they go in there, they put in their work, they spend years like developing, trying to like grow, trying to improve, and then obviously it's a corporate, it's an industry, and they're like, yo, man, what the fuck was all this for? And yeah, you gotta be asking those questions to yourself fairly often. But man, it sucks. I feel like people just really wanted to make money off of the comic book craze, and they fucking doubled down, and now they don't have anything to show for it, and that's called greed. Real talk. So hey, hopefully Wolverine doesn't have to face something like that. But it's been a long fucking time since they said anything about Wolverine. You know what's also been a long time? Pop Team Epic. Because manga to stop updating daily. Damn, this guy's crazy. So written by Egan Lu. Manga creator Bub Okawa posted on Friday that he will no longer be updating his Pop Team Epic manga with new content daily, starting in June, and said he will next update on the 15th of the month. He added that he is sorry that he cannot explain why he will switch to a new schedule. The drawing accompaniment of the announcement shows the creator Popukto in the stroller and Pimpy carrying a Nintendo Switch 2 game system, which will launch on June 5th. Baby and a Switch. Okawa launched Pop Team Epic Comedy on manga on Taishobo's Manga's Life Win website in 2014 and ended its first run in 2015. Okawa launched Season 2 of the manga in February 2016 and ended in April 2017. The manga started a Season 3 in October 2017 and ended in January 2019. The series then continued with a Season 4 that also ended in January 2019. Nice. That was fast. That's not even 1 month. Season 4 was not even 1 month. Okawa launched a quote new series titled Pobutan on Manga Life Win in October. Manga Life Win on October 2019, only to retroactively reveal that it is actually Pop Team Epic Seasons 5. He would employ similar naming jokes for later seasons. Takeshobo published on the compiled book volumes for the manga Season 7 on July 14th, 2023. The manga Season 8 started on September 1st, 2023, but Okawa then put it on hiatus in the following month. Okawa explained that the hiatus was due to him not feeling well. Okawa launched the current Season 9 on April 1st, 2025. The manga television anime series premiered on January 2018. High Dive, Asian Crush. All streamed in the anime as it aired in Japan. Toonami Block began airing anime in 2018. Really? The anime's second season premiered in October 2022. Okawa most recently launched the Chilean manga and Okawa's monthly comic Denki Dao magazine in September 27th. This thing wasn't Toonami? What the heck? That's crazy. But hey, guy must have done some good stuff, right? Like he's out there, he did the thing. Did the thing. Kigatsu, Popote. Sumain. Wait, what? Oh, Suman. Switch 2 into baby. That's pretty direct to me, son. It's pretty straightforward to me. So yeah, that happens. I guess Nintendo doing the Nintendo thing and getting people to go back inside their caves. Hey, I digress. Because one man out there saving the world, Doomslayer. Bethesda devs win a major union contract at Microsoft after threatening strike. Over 300 QA testers secured an agreement with Microsoft. Let's do it. Ethan Gotch over at Kotaku. Alright. ZeniMax Workers United just became the biggest game developer in union at the country to win a contract at a major publisher. The group of over 300 quality assurance testers, that's the thing I bitch about all the time, across the franchises like Fallout and Doom seemed like an agreement with Microsoft that included wages, increased salary minimums, and crediting procedures. It was real until a customer came into trade in Series X. Oh, there you go. Video games have been the revenue titan of the entire entertainment industry for years, and the workers who develop these games are too often exploited for the passion and creativity. Organizing unions, bargaining for contract, and speaking with one collective voice has allowed workers to take back the autonomy we all deserve. ZeniMax QA tester and bargaining committee member Jesse Lessie said in a press release, quote, "Our first contract is an invitation for video game professionals everywhere to take action. We're the ones who will make these games, and we'll be the ones to set new standards for fair treatment." Unquote. The contract will now go on to fully membership for review, with a ratification vote planned for June 20th. Once completed, ZeniMax devs, including staff at Bethesda Game Studios, will have won the biggest collective bargaining agreement yet of any major gaming unions that have formed in recent years. Sega of America staff secured their first union contract last year, while developers at other Microsoft-owned studios, including Overwatch 2 and World of Warcraft teams at Blizzard, as well as Call of Duty testers at Raven Software, continue bargaining. ZeniMax contract comes just 2 months after union employees are threatening to go on strike, an agreement that wasn't reached following on a nearly 2-year-long negotiation process. The Communications Workers of America, which represents ZeniMax Workers United and other Microsoft gaming unions, previously filed an unfair labor practice charge against the tech giant, claiming it was slow walking the talks. The new contract, once ratified, will provide important benchmarks for other teams currently hashing out agreements. Sheesh. Save America Workers were the first union at a major gaming company to secure a contract. There you go. A little bit of a good news right there. That means people testing the games are going to make sure the games are okay, right? And is that like what? A Call of Duty? Or, I'm sorry. Well, that's Doom? Like everybody that quality assured Doom? That's an interesting take. But hey, that's not bad, right? I think that's a good idea. And it makes sense. For example, it makes sense that Sega would be charging more for their stuff or like their DLC or finding new ways to kind of like implement that charge if they have to pay their people stuff. So, I mean, I guess that kind of goes in full circle, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it has to be fair to everybody. I think the consumers have to feel like they're getting something worth paying for. I feel the developers have to receive like compensation for the moments that they really push themselves and shine, and when their work shines best when they're being inspired, motivated, and taken care of by the people who are not forcing them, but who are encouraging this project to be completed. So it all goes full circle. Please, and thank you. All right, let me take a sip of water. Do have like a little throat thing going on, but hopefully it's not too bad, and I will deal with it as we go. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back into it. All right. Almost there. Don't worry, mates. We're getting there. Which is a clap one. We're getting there. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about some nice news, yeah? Please. Wait, that song gets me copyrighted. I had no idea. That song actually does get me copyrighted. Cyberpunk 2 moves into pre-production. All right, cool. Cyberpunk 2 into pre-production. As CD Projekt Red confirms, almost 100 developers are already working on it. Let's go, Ethan Gotch, Keanu Reeves. We finally might be closer to Cyberpunk 2 coming out than an original game when it was first announced back in 2012. CD Projekt Red recently confirmed that the sci-fi open-world RPG sequel has moved into pre-production with roughly 100 developers closely devoted to the Polish studio's second major franchise. CDPR outlined its current development allocation in the latest reports to investors. Project Orion, Cyberpunk 2, is expected to take players back to the first games-busting LA-inspired Night City. Let's go! As well as a new hub location that's been described as akin to Chicago. Sick. The Witcher 4, meanwhile, has currently 422 developers working on it, but is expected to ship before 2027. The company also noted that Cyberpunk 2027's Phantom Liberty expansion has currently sold 10 million copies, and The Witcher 3 has sold 60 million copies. 10 million of which are from the last 5 years. Assuming the series-led follow-up doesn't end up hitting until 2028, and Cyberpunk 2 takes a 5-year additional development after that, we wouldn't see it until 2033. Damn. About 8 years from now. That might feel like forever. But remember, it was 7 years between the first big cinematic teaser for Cyberpunk and its buggy release in 2020. Will things be smoother and faster this time around? Consider CDPR now has lots of experience with both of its third-party fantasy and first-person shooters formulas under its belt. Maybe. But both franchises are also moving to Unreal Engine 5. CDPR is involved with other projects as well. However, including a Witcher spin-off codenamed Sirius and a new IP called Hadar. Plus, blockbuster game development just keeps on getting more complex, expensive, and time-consuming. What took 5 years to make on PS5 might take even longer on PS6. No wonder then that in the meantime, CDPR is trying to get the existing Cyberpunk 77 in front of more people. The Switch 2 port. Unfortunately, despite a next-gen version of Witcher 3 that came out a few years ago, the Switch 2 edition of that game isn't currently in the works. Fascinating. You know it's bright all day. Right now? Ooh, it brings out your fun. Oh, they added them. So tough. Almost 100 developers working on it. Nice. Or we're getting there. Make a difference before I get undone. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's good news for me. I freaking love cyberpunk. The genre. It's kind of everything I feel that I've grown up to or lived up to or whatever. And the 77 storyline is interesting. Very, very fascinating. And Edgerunners just kind of like blew that out of the park. David, yes, is a little shit, but hey, we love the little shit. And yeah, man, just a lot of things out there. So to hear that they're still putting in the work, they're still looking forward to this is good news, I think, in our opinion, because it's just like they know the stuff. They got the stuff. And again, we talked about how Hideo Kojima made Death Stranding, and it's kind of like big, but Death Stranding 2 could be the thing, just like Assassin's Creed 2 was to Assassin's Creed 1. I can definitely see Cyberpunk 2 being like this magnum opus that just... I don't want to hype it up too much, but if we keep up this kind of like mentality of like hard work, dedication, and like everything that CD Projekt Red has learned in these couple of years, and I believe and I hope that this part 2 will knock it out of the park. And I'm so ready. I'm so ready. So hey, you're just looking forward to it. Take your time, have fun with it, love it, and we'll hope to see you in the future. Wow. But hey, before the future, time is now. And now we talk about Clear Obscure. Because Clear Obscure wants to add more of its features. This is by Jack Coleman over at Le Gamer. Expedition 33 is a gorgeous game. The environments and character models, the creature design, the visuals in Sandfall Interactive Smash Hit JRPG are rightfully landed. Visual quality of the game has resulted in vocal compartment with communities requesting a photo mode. That's me. Something that's becoming more standard in modern RPGs. For instance, Baldur's Gate 3 received a photo mode in its 8th and final patch earlier this year. Heck yeah. High on list of priorities. In an interview with the Final Fantasy Union, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 art director Nicholas Maxon touched on the subject, saying that there have been a lot of internal requests within Sandfall for photo mode. 2. Nice spot. Game spot. It's very high on the list of things we want to do, obviously. It's requested a lot. Even internally, people from the team just want a photo, Maxon explains. Quote, it's a lot more work than some stuff, but it's definitely something that we would like to do. Quote, and with everything relatively new release, however, Sandfall is currently focused on the quality of life updates and bug fixes. Quote, right now, our biggest focus is just fixing all the little bugs here and there that we see popping up from the internet, Maxon continues. But we definitely have a list of changes that we want to do. For example, the Lumina loadouts, we're working on them. We're working on just seeing when we can make that happen. Maxon is referring to the ability to create Lumina presets for characters, allowing you to easily swap between these presets depending on the upcoming fight. Oh, I get what you mean. It can be quite tedious to go into the menu and manually swap Luminas, so this will be a welcome change when it happens. That's what we were talking about in our playthrough. Hey, I'm not crazy. I'm only a little crazy. Crazy equals genius. As for the photo mode, I already snapped 15 screenshots a second during the game's cutscenes, so I don't think my storage could handle a dedicated photo mode. They'll never take away my 1 TB folder full of pictures of Verso smoldering at the camera. Pretty based. This was Jack, right? Yeah, this was Jack. Hey, he's a nice young man. All right. So that's cool. Photo mode is one of those things that I always vouch for. Even if it is like a disturbing game, like what do you call it, Stellar Blade. I can respect the photo mode. I would want the photo mode in there. I understand why things had to be developed so people wouldn't go there. But photo mode is one of those things that just really, for someone that likes making thumbnails, that definitely comes in clutch. Like the minute I realized that I could take screenshots in game and just transfer them for the thumbnails, it was like one of my favorite moments, like aha moments, and like doing all this shit. Just realizing that I would be able to bring a part of the story into the cover art, and that was only something that could be achieved from this new generation of like, hold the share button, click this thing so you can share your thing with you. And like, I understand why now it was created, and it's a little disappointing to understand why all this sharing mode, sharing button, photo mode was like invented, quote unquote. But it's seeing that it's already here and it's part of our freaking controller integration. Yes, I do admire when they go out of their way to give you exposition, to give you highlights, to give you angles, to give you tilt, to give you camera control. It's amazing. It's amazing. These people put in the work to make this thing look beautiful, and they deserve to have that art shared. So I understand it is work. I understand why it's not like the number one priority or whatever when launching a game. But hey, the fact that they're actually talking about it and trying to do something for it, and also thinking about other things, like improvements to the quality of life is good. Again, we're talking about how these developers can learn from these moments. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to be better, and they have to try. They have to care. So shows that they care, shows that I'm about it. And yeah, as far as this developers go, I would be interested in supporting them, and I hope more people would be interested in supporting the good ideas and the good policies and dreams and hopes and all that helps create these games, that helps make these stories real, emotional. So that's my take. But wait, there's more. Because you'll never guess. Expedition 33 publisher says fans would never guess the hit RPG's budget. Mirror's Edge and Vanquish cost more. It's by Ethan Gotch, our last and final article for today from the main homie, Kotaku. Clair Obscur 33 is one of the top rated games of the year and has sold over 3.3 mil. And it did it with a very small budget. According to publishers Kelper Interactive, how small? Portfolio director Matthew Handron is insane, but he thinks everyone's guesses are probably wrong. Quote, everyone's desperate to know what the budget is, and I won't tell them. But I would guarantee if you got 10 people to guess, I think all 10 wouldn't guess the actual figure, he told Games Industry Biz. I'm sure Mirror's Edge and Vanquish cost more. Put it that way. Quote, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 producer Francois Melrise and set at Sandfall Interactive agreed. I would say I've seen a lot of budget estimations that are all higher than the real budget, he said. Mirror's Edge and Vanquish are both awkward examples. While they fit the risk-taking creative vibe of Expedition 33, they came out over a decade ago for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 generation consoles. Official development budgets have been released for either, but M2 Research ballparked the cost of making a AAA game for those consoles at 18 to 28 million back in 2010. If an accurate gauge of Expedition 33's cost, which included a core team of around 30 people over 4 years plus publisher support from Kelper and outsourcing contracts abroad, that would still sit out well below the budgets typically bandied from about for games in triple I space, big productions for smaller studios. Whatever the actual number, Handran's alluding to it is, his argument is that the game budgets need to be reined in at many of the bigger studios and publishers need a greater appreciation for what can be achieved with less. Quote, I think there's been a lot of irresponsibility practices in the industry, he said. Some games can make it work. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to make it work. I think we can all say with great confidence. There are plenty of games made with very large teams and for huge amounts of money that don't land. And there is a human cost to running things that way. People lose their jobs. Amen, brother. So, there is that. There is, if nothing else, of today. At least listen to the guy who did the thing. You know? There's clearly inspiration. There's clearly a good head on his shoulders. And we know that these people have freaking escaped from the clutches of Ubisoft themselves. So, if nothing else, can we please listen to the person who's putting in the work? Thank you. Thank you. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another beautiful day. It's another beautiful Sunday. I'm definitely liking the reining in a bit of the timing. I personally like going off of it, but obviously, if it's like a not too much to talk about or to explode on, then it's nice to also keep it simple and clean. Tari Karu, I love you, and man, good stuff. So here's to hoping that this week kind of like opens up. It is chill, right? We're gonna go into the week of Nintendo. So this week is gonna be dominated by Nintendo's bullshit, and if it really has to be bullshit, then let's talk about it. Let's be honest. Who are they now? Now that they have all these investors and all these Dubai unboxers, who is Nintendo? So, stay safe. Cool. Love each other. And hope to see you again next time. But hey, let's give it one more shot, eh? Wake up. But okay with it. Sugoi. I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. Nine. Angels deserve to. Alright. Vamos pues. I think I got this. Fuck, I dropped my pick. He did. Vamos pues. You got it? You got it. She got a knack for hurting me. It's the words she said. The only thing that keeps me here are her eyes in the morning. I've packed my things 1,000 times. Oh, and I think believed all her lies for the last time. The other day I drew myself a map so I could figure out your head. The canvas stripped with my sweat, blood and tears, and she hated every thread. Then I packed my things 1,000 times. Whoa, and I faint believed all your lies for the last time. Take it or leave it, I'm gonna leave it. Dancing to Bucket to New York, first thing in the morning, kissing you good morning and whispering goodbye. And take it or leave it, yeah, I'm gonna leave it. It's really in my mind, there's no coming back for you. There's no coming back for you. Told her her purse was more important than the knowledge in her head. She grabbed the shit just like a baby. Can't believe the words she said. The only thing I ever see her read are those gossip magazines. They fill her head with all that nonsense, yeah, so she can fit in with the scene. And I packed my things 1,000 times. Whoa, and I think believed all her lies for the last time. Take it or leave it, cause I'm gonna leave it. Cause I purchased my ticket to New York, first thing in the morning, kissing you good morning and whispering goodbye. Bye. Take it or leave it, cause I'm really leaving. I made up my mind this time, there's no coming back to you. There's no coming back to you. And now we feel incomplete. She smothered herself with her own beauty. She was born and raised Daddy's princess, but her jester is no match for heiress. Yeah, her jester is no match for an heiress. So I try to love you, try to hold on to the feeling that makes me fall for you. Feeling that makes me fall. Take it or leave it, I'm leaving. I purchased my ticket to New York, first thing in the morning, kissing you good morning, whispering goodbye. Bye. So I try to love you, try to hold on to the feeling that makes me fall for you. That makes me fall for you. Take it or leave it. Oh, we had more for that one. Because we got more for this one. Hi. Psycho, no? Because it wouldn't be a Sunday morning without the mother frickin' Strokes. Up on his horse, not gonna do that anymore. Listen one time, it's not the truth, it's just a story I tell to you. Easy to say, easy to do, but it's not easy, maybe for you. Hope that you find it, hope that it's good, hope that you read it, think that you should. Cut you some slack as he sits back, sides as you are, plans his attack. Drums, please. I got it up, I got it up, waiting for me down on the street. But now you gotta do something special for me. I'm gonna say what's on my mind, then I walk out and then I feel fine. Under his thumb, I'm on his back. Hope you're not too right to crack. Needed her there, I needed you there, but I didn't know, I didn't know. Go alone, I'll go alone. Go alone, I'll go alone. Back from his trip, he's at the door. When he gets back, he's on the phone. Innocent eye, innocent heart. No, it's not wrong, but it's not right. Innocent time, out on his own. Not gonna do that, fuck out of control. I was just born, playing the guitar. Learned all your tricks, it wasn't too hard. And you'll find out the truth when I get back. Are the old times forgotten? Time to hold on the railing. The Rubik's Cube isn't solving for us, oh friend. Long forgotten the old ways. At the bottom of the ocean, now has swallowed the only thing that's left is us. So pardon the silence that your hearing is turning into a deafening, painful, shameful roar. Bueno. It is a Sunday. And the Strokes are always awesome. So hey, don't be depressed, even though it's a Sunday. That's a Strokes reference. But hey, it's a big world out there. There's a lot of things happening, lots of things going. Just because we stopped for Nintendo's new hardware doesn't mean that it's the full picture. And seeing more and more things just kind of develop put me in an interesting position of digesting a lot. And that's fine, right? Again, we want to know what we're up against before they take a shit in our backyard. But it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes a lot of like concentration to take all of that and do something positive with it. So yeah, I hope there is still creativity in the universe. I pray that we continue to express ourselves in a healthy, creative manner, and I would hope that the actions and the choices we make today, maybe while not the best, can still be worked on or worked for or repaid or akin, or there's still an opportunity. There's always an opportunity to do more, whether that be the right thing, whether that be the safe thing, or whether that be something beyond one's own egotistical needs. So that's where we're at at a point. So hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it's chill, and I love being able to actually express music. It's one of the ultimate messages, or the way to express that emotion, that spirit. I think that is what it is. One of the most beautiful things in this universe is the ability to express your spirit. And I'm glad that we still have that in this generation. So hey, stay strong, stay focused, be happy, even if times are not the happiest. So there goes out to you, it's your boys, EXP626, Ookami Sausage, out here having fun, doing the cool thing. And I know. But until then, hasta la próxima. Like, subscribe us, and I'll see you in the future. Ja. Matane. He's gonna do it. I'm staying hungry, I'm staying hungry, I'm staying hungry, not getting angry. I'm staying hungry, I'm staying hungry, not getting angry, now I'm staying hungry.